gonna be squatted truck.
No, don't say those words. Hey, happy Friday everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Jalen's here, fresh off of cross-country practice, and he's got his little utility knife out. You know what that means. We're gonna pull away from the classics for a few hours this weekend. The F-250 needed new shoes, and well, you gotta go big or go home. Monday morning, she's gonna get some Toyo Open Country AT3s in the 35, 12, 50, 20 variety. A decent step up. And then we also ordered the Ready Lift 2.5 inch leveling lift kit that'll also bring the back up, I think, about an inch, inch and a half. So we're gonna get the lift kit on this weekend, probably tonight, tomorrow, and then Monday morning, bright and early, tires should go on, no problem. Life will be good. But hey, haven't put on a lift on anything in a while. Let's do an unboxing. How about it, Jay? We did quite a bit of research on the old Google pages about what might work best, and I know there's more familiar names to some people out there, but right here, right now, Ready Lift seems to be something that guys are really going for. And oh my gosh, people, if packaging has anything to do with it, look at that. Here's some constructions. Everything's nicely packed. Everything's stickers. Nicely made.
Heavy stickers.
Jalen's got some more stickers to add to the collection. These are the lift blocks for the back. Cast one piece. Everything's powder coated. Even tells you, hey dummy, put that into the front. Outstanding. We got 2 of those. We got new U-bolts, powder coated. This is a giant, heavy, totally cast and machine drop bracket for the track bar. And then we've got nice urethane. Look at that, it's even got the decal in there. Urethane lift cups for the front coils. Little bracketries for the brake lines, that kind of stuff. Other things to drop some other stuff down. Shouldn't be too bad at all. They say, they, being the people who've done this before, about 4 hours for a couple people. I think that's pretty realistic looking at what we have here. So yeah, we're gonna get this going. What precipitated this was, if you, I think I mentioned it either in a post or in a video on the way back from getting the Willys. We're currently running the factory Toyo AT2s. Over 56,000 miles, by the way. That's why we stayed with the Toyo brand. But we picked up a little leak and went to look at it to try and fix it. And there's a plug in here temporarily. The plug wasn't the right way to fix it, but if you look real closely, this last section here is bubbled up something fierce. There's some separation there. So this tire is junk now. Can't rely on that to get us around. And all 4 tires have 56,000 miles. So we're doing this weekend. Thanks for watching. Follow along here. We're going to walk you through the process of the lift. I'll pull it out. We'll take a picture before lift. Pull it back in. We'll put the lift on. We'll pull it out again and see what it looks like different. Again, we won't have tires till Monday, but we're going to get everything ready. So by lunchtime Monday, I'll be driving around town with a big smile on my face. We're back. It's a little later in the evening. I didn't get the truck pulled out in the daylight to show you height. So we're gonna kind of try and do it this way. Here's, see how far back I can get here. That's what we're looking at right now with worn 275/65 20s on it, the factory size Toyo AT2s. I think we're going to start with the fronts. There's a little bit more to do. I like tackling the harder part of a job first. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set you up and we're going to walk you through this ready lift install. Again, if the install goes as smoothly as the quality of parts imply it will, we shouldn't be in any trouble at all. I mean, so far I'm really impressed with what we have here, and can't wait to get her put on. Okay, according to the instructions, we will be replacing or rotating the brake line bracket. We'll be installing some drop down brackets on the sway bar mounts, and we'll be putting the coil spring spacer on this side. The track bar mount is on the driver's side. We're gonna start the brake line bracket here. There. That should be a 13 there. Okay, this is pretty cool. Pretty neat design here. So on the face, these brackets are almost identical, except here's what you do. And this is, I mean, it's pretty smart. I probably could have thought of it, but keep in mind as you're messing with these brake fittings on newer cars, you might have to go get you a set of metric fitting wrenches. But we're just going to pop this guy loose a little bit. Enough that we're going to turn this over. You're moving this section right here and really just flipping it over. I'm telling you, it's an ingenious design here. And then our new bracket, although it looks to be almost exactly the same as the old bracket, except now you're pointing the line down and not up. And we'll pull it out here. We'll get it bolted in, and then we'll create some clearance up at the top there. But man, what a cool design, and what a smart design. We're going to take both sway bar brackets off at the same time, because that'll allow that axle to droop more. $15mm nuts. Whoops. Ooh, don't go too far, buddy. Okay. He's right here. Now we're back on the back side of the axle, and we're going to take the bottom shock bolt out. Yeah, it worked. Oh, I missed it. Here's the nut. Pretty cool. A finger on that nut so you don't have to hold it with a wrench. Okay, and now we should be able to go and do this. what you have to be very careful of and watch is how the coil spring is indexed. The end is right here. How that rotation, you have to make sure that you keep that rotation the same when you go back together. We're just going to get a little leverage here. Pop out that spring, I think. Wow, okay. We might have to take more stuff off. Dang it. A lesson has been learned. The lower shock bolt on the, the lower shock bolt on the driver's side had to come out in order for the axle to go down far enough. And we're going to go back to the other side, finish up that side as far as putting the coil spring spacer in, and then we'll come over here. I do like that after you lower it, you get better access. This is your track bar mount, so we have a lot better access to this ginormous bolt here that we got to take out. Okay, back to the passenger side, and really the last thing to do here is to pop this spring out. Again, there's a notch in the bottom cradle here. That'll give you an idea of where it needs to go. You just kind of wiggle her out. There's a little gravel and gunk in there. One thing to note as you're going back together here, it comes packaged like this. Your spacer comes with the spacer and the urethane like this. What you don't want to do is flip that over and install it like that. This is your urethane that is taking place of the factory rubber. So we're going to put the spacer in with the urethane on top here. There's even a little cool sticker on these. I don't expect it to last long, but kind of neat. So far, so good. Really impressed with this so far. Let's see if we can fit this back up in there. Alright, you need all the travel here to get that spacer in, just so you guys and gals know. But we're back in. Here's what we mean by indexing. This will come together because we got everything so stretched out here that we're off at the top, but as we lift the axle up and get things bolted back together, that'll all come together. That's no big deal. Here's the important part. Uh-oh, my lights. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. Lights being a bugger. Right here, this tab is your index tab. This is the bottom coil. You want to make sure that you're going right back into the seat so you're not on top or back around the back side of this ring somewhere. Right here's your index. So we're indexed properly, and let's move on. I think it's time to change out that track bar bracket. First things first, we got to get this rather giant bolt out. It's 30mm head on it. This is the track bar. This is what keeps the suspension in line with the truck as it moves up and down. These joints take quite a bit of abuse, especially in off-road environments. For instance, if you're aware of like Jeep TJs, newer Jeep Wranglers, seriously common failure point in the front end that causes the, they call it the old death wobble. And track bar mount is many times the culprit for death wobble. So we've got a breaker bar on it here. Let's see if we can get her to start break free. Yeah, it's gonna come okay. Now we're starting to rotate the bolt, so need my little shooter bar here. Feels like this nut has a little bit of locking ability to it. It's coming off pretty easy now. There we go. All right. Really, folks, this guy was about what I was dreading most with this job, was this big bolt here. And it's out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, this whole bracket gets to come off. And I think we can get to a lot of those bolts from right where we're at. I don't know that I gotta go under, but put that guy up here. We'll have to look up the torque spec on that one. It's gonna be a big number. But you certainly don't want to skimp on torquing down your track bar mount. Okay. I found something I don't like, but it's not the end of the world. These 3 bolts fasten the track bar mount to the engine cradle. They have to come out, the nuts come out off from the front, and there's a cooling line right there. And I think I didn't quite get the truck up high enough in the air, so more room would obviously be beneficial, but it's still probably not a situation where you're going to get an impact on them. So I broke them free with the breaker bar. It wasn't horrible, but compared to how everything else has been going on this job, this is so far is the part that you're not going to want to. It's just not fun. You might not be able to see it exactly, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. For crying me out loud. All right, so I gotta go this way. Get some leverage here. Again, I already broke these free, but they're lock nuts, so you're gonna have to be patient and just kind of, do this for, I don't know, not too long, a little while though. Come on, there we go. All right, it's fine. Should be finger loose now. Okay. That's the third one. We have this bolt and this bolt left. This is the bracket we're taking out. So, there's one. Where's the 21? Oh, it's on the impact, probably. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's go get it.
with those hubcaps on it.
It's alright, doesn't it? Here we go. Let's try this one. There we go. Get out over here. You win the football game, Jalen?
Yes.
Awesome. We won the football game. Jalen's at the football game this evening. So, here's factory Ford part and Readylist part. I mean, every bit as beefy as factory. So, again, pretty dang impressed. We will mount her back up in there. This one's going back in. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Blinded you. Track bar mount is on. I did not do much video because you would have heard, it would have been a bunch of beeping and stuff because I said words that were bad. But it really wasn't that bad. It's just I did not anticipate the axle having to droop this low, and so I don't have the truck up high enough. If you had a little bit more height on the truck, the cradle mounts for the track bar, or the cradle bolts for the track bar mount, are what's difficult to get to, and there isn't a decent way to get a mechanical advantage. In other words, no impact. So breaker bars and ratchets, that kind of stuff. When you go back together, a lot of these holes are slotted, so as you go to put this big bolt in here, if you need to, you can adjust a little bit these guys, right? These mount bolts and the cross member mount bolts. I did not have to do that. I got lucky, and I guess just the quality of design of this lift kit, this went right in. For just so you know, torque spec for this bolt right here, this nut especially, 406 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench that big, but I have a breaker bar and I have a pretty big piece of cheater pipe, so that's what we did. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Like I said before, these track bar mounts take a lot of punishment, and so we're just got to really be cautious and keep an eye on that. If it looks like it's backing off or acting funny at all, we'll find a way to get more torque on it. But I think we're close. We're probably in the 350 range with what I've got on it, maybe higher. We're going to dump a spring in on this side and lift the axle up, get that all seated, and we'll do an overview. And then we've got shock bolts. We'll show you the drop brackets for the sway bar, and the front's going to be done. Now we're on the passenger side. Go ahead and go up, Jay. Just going to make sure everything gets centered. Okay, let's stop there. And everything looks good. All the lines are okay. Okay, final step on the fronts. We have extension brackets for the sway bar. Again, a really nice piece of material. Very well made. Nicely powder coated. Fits exactly like it should. Only downside to these is, and there's really no way around the design, you can't, again, you can't get the old, oh, I left a wrench over there, Jay.
What size?
That 15, oh no, I got it, never mind. I lied. You're gonna have to use a wrench on these, so hopefully you got some ratcheters. Kind of snug them both up here. So far, if there's one problem with the instructions I found, It's that it isn't real clear. I mean, you can look at the picture and figure it out, but it isn't really clear if these, which way these attach. It shows you in a picture, but it doesn't explain. And sometimes people need words to explain. I'm a picture guy, so I'm okay with the pictures, but sometimes there's some people who work better with words explaining what they're doing than they do with the pictures. Oh, that's why. There we go. Kind of got to get both sides up on this together, or it fights you a little bit, but now we're good. Sorry, my big head got in the way. You want to get those two started on that side, Jalen?
Yeah, where the nuts.
On the instructions over there. Happy?
Yeah, I think so.
This might be the wrong size socket.
Should be pretty tight.
Okay. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. Let's show them this tire again, Jay.
Okay.
Since it's out from under there.
Yeah, this is where the hole was. And
That's
I
our
just
hole.
broke about, and it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's probably a good half-inch difference there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad separation there. The one piece of this lift kit that we did not install, it does come with bump stop extensions. That's your bump stop. That's your bump stop pad. What we're gonna do here, we have the weight of the truck on the suspension once again. So we're gonna measure from the bump stop to the pad, if we can. Jalen had to take the camera there. And we've got roughly
Almost 4 inches, 3.5 maybe.
3.5 inches. So what we'll do is when we get our new tires on Monday, once they're on, we will measure tire distance from top of the tire to the fender. If that's more than 3.5 inches, and it should be fairly significantly more, it should be about 5 or 6 inches, then we're safe. We don't need the bump stops. We're not gonna, if we bottom out the front suspension, we won't damage the body or the tires at all. So odds are bump stop extensions are not going on. We're gonna go ahead and put the wheels and tires on and give you an idea of where it sits now.
It's gonna be squatted truck.
No, don't say this.